into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expected, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. Fix me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up? Good morning. Happy Monday. Get off to the start of a brand new week, honey. Yes. Come on in. What am I looking for? Come on in. Excuse me, The Informed. I'm not gonna be here this weekend, so no, I won't be at the book event. I won't be here. I'm leaving Friday. I'll be in Carousel this weekend, so I'm leaving Friday and I'll be back August the 3rd, whatever day that is. I think that's Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure. Good morning, everybody. What's up? Below The Informed, Sweet Pea, Miss Jocelyn, Candy, Atalia, Cece, Amber. What's going on? Hey, Chuck, Quake, Yolanda, DB, China White, Ravine. Thank you for the floating heart. Thank you so much. New Jones. What's going on? I watched a little of Mr. Hill's interview with the Bishop, Dr. Pitts. What the F? He's the president and vice president. Okay. What's up, T? Loving the pre-matinee live while I'm at work. Take me to lunch. I know that's right. Let's do it. Y'all, look, we're going to review this interview, and let me be very clear. So anybody that's coming in here, please understand this is a review, because we are going to be using Mark Lamont Hill's actual interview, because I think y'all need to see his face and hear it. Y'all understand that we are going to okay, boo. This is a review, so because of fair use, we will be using this for the purposes of education, okay, for the purposes of understanding and gathering information. Mark Lamont Hill conducted this interview, and we are going to review it, which means that I will be stopping and starting. We will be stopping and discussing and starting. So if you want to watch the entire interview uninterrupted by my commentary, I respect it. Go to Mark Lamont Hill's YouTube channel, and it is right there. It is not hidden. It's not behind a paywall, okay? But we are here to discuss it. We are going to be reviewing it for education purposes, okay? That is what we're here to do. Now, just to give a little bit of background, we talked about this on Saturday, that Jamal Bryant came down, Dr. Jamal Bryant came down, and he shared some information as it relates to Cheyenne Bryant. He said he interviewed Cheyenne Bryant and put her on his podcast. He got a lot of backlash from it. At first, he defended it, and then he came back and said, you know what, you guys, upon further research and review, I do owe you guys an apology. I probably shouldn't have put her on the platform and given her legitimacy, and I apologize for that. And at that time, that is when that is when Dr. Bryant sent, that is when Cheyenne Bryant sent Dr. Bryant a cease and desist. He shared that cease and desist. It was written by her. Okay. Then he shared that he then proceeded to get a letter from a Dr. Jaquel Pitts from a university in which he stated that he has conferred to Cheyenne Bryant a doctorate of, what was it? I don't even remember what it was. Some sort of psychology child. The letter looked suspect. Jamal Bryant said he wasn't able to find an accredited college by that name. The email had typos in it, and the email did not come from a edu address. It came from a Gmail account. And so it led some question marks and made us feel a little suspect. But as a result, Mark Lamont Hill said, well, let me get to the bottom of this. Mark Lamont Hill went straight to the source, and he conducted an interview with Dr. Jaquel Pitts. Jaquel Pitts. So this is the interview. No less than probably 10 of y'all sent me this interview yesterday, and I appreciate it, because if I had not seen it for myself, I'm glad y'all sent it to me. But let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Let's get into it, honey. All right. Wait a minute. All right, let's make this a full screen situation, okay? Okay.
I'm pointing in the wrong direction, right around there.
Okay. So let's get ready to get
happening in this.
Again, just for full disclosure, theocentric psychology. That's it. Thank you, Desh. I will be stopping and starting for the purposes of this conversation. So if you desire to see this uninterrupted, please go to Mark Lamont Hill's YouTube page, and there you go. All right, let's get into it.
Social front, a lot of things that happen in the public conversation, and one of the biggest things happening in the public conversation is the conversation about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. A lot of you in the internet, especially Black internet, have been talking about the degree controversy, and for a long time that degree controversy had quieted down. We of course know it started on Joe Budden podcast with conversations about Dr. Bryant's licensure, and then there were questions that were raised around her PhD or PsyD, her doctorate of psychology. And at some point, people started to say, look, this degree ain't real. This didn't happen. This thing ain't true. There is no degree. The conversations popped up, people pushed back, and then it sort of died. And a lot of people, most people, concluded that she likely didn't have a doctoral degree.
And that's what I said on Saturday. I was like, it had died down. So honestly, this brought it all back up. So, because we really had moved on. Like, we really had moved on.
Then a few days ago, something else happened. Something interesting happened. Y'all know the Netflix controversy. Y'all know the controversy where people come out making their own Netflix documentary where they sit down and they start their documentary and they're looking around, looking at the camera, you know, doing their thing. Well, Dr. Bryant did one playfully, kind of leaning into the controversy about people who were accusing her of not having a doctoral degree. And she called them haters. And she said, of course, that she does have one. That's the implication. She was even wearing a doctoral gown. Well, as y'all know, the doctoral gown got criticized and scrutinized, and it raised even more questions by people. And I was one of those people. I'm not trying to act like I wasn't. All of that happened. At the same time, Pastor Jamal Bryant comes forward. Now, he had already been a champion of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. He was one of the people who platformed her, and many people criticized him for putting her on in the first place. And then later on, when all the controversy happened, he apologized. He apologized for a few reasons. In fact, let me show you what the latest development is with Dr.
So he's just getting ready to play Jamal Bryant's the video he did. We already talked about that on Saturday. Y'all can go back to my video Saturday if y'all want that context. Let's jump into the interview.
That was the latest. That came out earlier today. Dr. Jamal Bryant had his word. He had his say. He laid out his exchanges with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, allegedly. Again, I can't confirm that Cheyenne Bryant sent him that email. I don't want to speak for Cheyenne Bryant. Cheyenne Bryant knows that she is welcome here anytime to share her perspective on this. I'd love to hear it. But that's Jamal Bryant's perspective. That's his case. That's his explanation. He also said
Thank you,
that
Boo.
he had an interaction with Bishop Pitts, who is the president of said university. And I said, well, if I can't get Dr. Bryant, well, even if I could get Dr. Bryant, I'd also want to talk to Bishop Pitts to get to the bottom of this, because he's saying, allegedly, that there is a degree, that there is a university, and that this is a legitimate enterprise. And so rather than traffic in internet gossip, rather than guess, I said, let me bring the man in himself. Let me bring the brother in himself, who could help us understand what's going on. So joining us right now.
So let's start here. This is not allegedly. This is Dr. Bishop Jaquel Pitts. Okay, that is who this is. He is outside in his Gucci sweater to have this conversation. I just want us to start at the beginning. Thank you, T-Boo. Kenneth said, I'm on a conference call. Next thing I hear is dumb, 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 dumb. I said, Really B is on, and we finna talk about this foolishness. And my refund for my degree, because I'm going down to the Indiana. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's get into this interview, y'all. Let's get into it.
Is Bishop Jaquel Pitts, who is the president of the university in question. Bishop Pitts, thank you for joining me. Thank you especially for joining me on short notice.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for having me, Dr. Hill.
It's a pleasure. Please call me Mark. I'm not into the titles too much. It causes problems.
Okay.
So talk to me. I'm sorry, we live, so I'm working out the light situation as we talk. Okay. First of all, what is the institution that you are president of?
Indiana Southwest Christian University is an institution that I'm the president of. It's a private Christian university. It's not like secular universities that offer a vast array of subjects like business and biology. It only offers subject matters that pertains to fields in ministry, spiritual counseling, theology, Christian education, church administration, sacred music, Christian art, canon law, church communications, spirituality, and social work. So it's Christ-based. It's not a secular-based institution.
Continue, please. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So we only offer religious-based degrees, and we are recognized by the state of Indiana. I believe I've sent your team official documentation from the state of Indiana recognizing our university. So Dr. Bryant's false claims that we're not registered or recognized in the state, I just want to provide education. So a religious institution or a private Christian university can apply for religious exemption that allows them to operate without any formal secular accreditation. And
to be fair, what Jamal Bryant said was that he could not find an accredited university by that name. I don't, anybody got time to look up every school, but he said it wasn't accredited. That's what he said. Okay.
In regard to receiving federal student aid funds, there are certain institutions that choose not to participate in that process. And so they go by a process of religious exemption. So
Gotcha.
What we have is official religious exemption from the state of Indiana, which we provided a copy of the letter to your team. If you don't have it, I'll resend it.
Yeah, I have it right here. Let me pull up.
So this is the letter that he is saying shows that he has a religious exemption from the state of Indiana. So let's hear what the letter says, because child, it don't get better from here, y'all. Just so y'all know.
This letter, because as I'm trying to zoom it in for my audience here, but as I'm reading said letter, it explains what religious exemption is, and it says that it will allow organizations and institutions to be exempted if they have a clearly religious nature, which you're saying you all are. The one thing that it seemed to me, though, that came up at the end of the letter, if I'm not mistaken, is that they will now review your case to see if they will give you the exemption. Is that correct?
So the letter is not saying you have religious exemption. The letter is saying this is what wait a minute, what? I'm not complaining about you sharing the information. I just want this to stop so nobody can ask you to report it. I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand what you mean. Ask me to report. Ask me to report what? I don't know what you mean. The letter is saying this is what religious exemption is, and we will review your institution to see if you meet the criteria. It does not say you have religious exemption. What's up, Abby Boo?
Oh, no, that's not correct. What the letter, based on my interpretation, stated that
he said that's not correct, but my interpretation, your interpretation doesn't mean it's correct, sir. That is how you are reading and choosing to interpret what is being said. You don't get to decide the interpretation. The words mean things, as Abby would say.
If there's anything that modifies with the curriculum that we are disseminating, there will be a further review, because the curriculum has to be strictly religious in nature in order for us to receive the religious exemption.
Okay. So as of now, you're saying that the organization has been granted a religious exemption and is accredited by the Indiana's Commissioner of Higher Education.
What I'm stating is that we have been granted a religious exemption by the state of Indiana, as verified in the letter. In regard to accreditation, we have accreditation, but it is not recognized by the United States Department of Education. There is no actual mandate. There is actually no mandate of accreditation. We are not mandated to have.
Sir, you playing word games. We have accreditation, but it's just not recognized by the U.S. Department of Education. But there's no mandate that we have to have accreditation, sir. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Have accreditation recognized by the United States Department of Education. There's also religious institutions that specifically object to secular accreditation, but we do have accreditation, but it's not recognized by the United States Department of Education. However, there is no law mandating accreditation.
Okay, understood. So you are not accredited, but you are exempted from those by the accredited organization, and you're standing in that as a principal choice, not as like we're not good enough to be accredited. You're saying we're not based on our religious nature.
No, we are accredited, but we're not accredited by secular accreditation that's recognized by the United States.
By the people that accredit. So just so our audience understands, I'm not trying to nitpick and then I'll move on. Most universities are accredited by certain bodies. Y'all aren't accredited by those bodies. Y'all are accredited by somebody else.
Those are called, I'm very familiar with that. They're classified as regional accrediting bodies. We're not accredited by regional accrediting bodies for two reasons: due to our religious beliefs and because there's actually no law mandating accreditation.
Okay, fair enough.
But we are accredited by a religious form of accreditation that accreditates religious degrees.
Understood. I have here a copy of
so there's he just wouldn't get any federal funding. which is what sort of legitimizes people's degrees. But anyway, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going, child. I think Mark Lamont, I think he hammered that out. Let's just keep going.
Of Dr. Bryant's doctoral diploma?
Yeah, doctorate degree.
Yeah, doctoral degree. I'm sorry, but it's a diploma. But yeah, it's a doctoral degree for sure. I mean, it's definitely paper.
Baby, when Mark Lamont Hill said it's definitely paper, that's what took that. Listen, that made me cackle. When I listened to this, and he said, I mean, well, it's definitely paper. That took me out. Okay, I just need y'all to know that I was sitting there listening to this yesterday morning when I was getting ready for church, and I cackled. Okay, I cackled. Let me just keep going.
And it says Indiana Southwest Christian University hereby confers upon Cheyenne Bryant the degree of Doctor of Psychology, Theocentric Psychology. So on your web, on the email you sent, you all offer Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy, correct?
Correct.
But here on the paper, it doesn't say that. It says Doctor of Psychology.
That is correct. So for this particular case, we decided to offer a Doctor of Psychology degree to Theocentric Psychology. This particular case is a very profound case. Just to give some background on why I even made this decision, it's because this has been talked about matter for for a consecutive amount of years. And
this is when I started going, wait a minute, what? Let him keep talking.
I took the initiative upon myself because she has 2 honorary doctorate degrees.
He took the initiative upon himself.
Upon myself to give her a earned doctorate degree. In her interviews that she possesses on,
he took it upon himself to give her an earned degree. Again, words mean things. You don't give somebody something that they have earned. If it's an earned degree, she earned it. You don't take it upon yourself to give somebody a degree. But let's keep going.
Online, she says, I'm a doctor of psychology. If you go back to her previous video, she says, I'm a doctor of psychology. I'm a doctor of psychology. So that was the primary reason why the degree is classified as a doctor of psychology, because I wanted to validate her self-fulfilled prophecy.
So basically, because she's been lying and allegedly lying and telling everybody that she's got a degree in a doctorate of psychology, you decided to give her a doctorate of psychology so that she wouldn't be lying anymore. Is that what you're saying, sir?
And also is there are individuals who doubted the validity of her degree. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to step up and I'll grant her a degree. And now there's proof that she actually has a degree. So
your university doesn't give.
So first of all, that's not how that works, sir. Which, let's be clear, he knows what he's doing. There's no doubt in my mind that whoever this guy is knows exactly what he's doing. But let's just, for the sake of the conversation, that is not how this works, sir. She has been saying that she has an earned doctorate from Argosy University, which is now closed. You can't now give her a doctorate from your college and say, now she's not lying anymore. She's still lying. Allegedly.
Doctors of psychology, but you've given one, and that one is to Cheyenne Bryant because of.
And this imaginary school that he has doesn't even offer doctorates of psychology. So you're giving her something that you don't even offer in your fake school. Okay.
Her self-fulfilled prophecy.
No, we provide doctor of psychology degrees, but it's rare that students elect to pursue that degree.
How many doctors of psychology have you given?
He said, we do give doctor of psychology degrees. It's just rare that students will elect to earn one, to pursue one. Now, I want y'all to remember that sentence, because when we get later on in this interview, all of that is out the window. But just remember what he said, that we do have that as a program that people can pursue, but students just normally don't pursue that. Let's keep going.
Ever.
Only one. So literally the university was.
Look at Mark Lamont's face. The way he was able to keep a straight face through this whole thing should be studied. Because ain't no way. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have had to turn my camera off. I would have had to turn my head or something. Ain't no way I could have kept a straight face through this whole interview. He said the only one he's ever given out is one, which is the one he gave to Cheyenne Bryant. Shabba.
Created.
Who's that one? Is it Cheyenne Bryant?
Cheyenne Bryant. The university was just established in May of 2026. So, in regard to,
look at Mark's face. yeah. Now, we can stop this conversation right here, but I want y'all to keep hearing. I want y'all to finish hearing it. But he said that the school was just established in May of 2026. May, as in we are in July, as in 2 months ago of 2026. He said, we don't have students that choose to pursue a doctorate of psychology. Sir, what do you have students that are doing anything of? It's July, y'all. It's not even August yet. He established this college 2 months ago. May of 2026. Let's keep going.
Dr. Bryant's narrative about the school not being registered, it was just started in May of 2026. So it's not going to have any type of standing online. It was.
He said, you're not going to find it online. Started it 2 months ago.
Is there something else I can help with?
Shut up, Siri. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. It gets worse. Let's keep going.
Just established in May of 2026.
How many doctors have you given out total since May?
Only one.
So in the history of this school, which started
in May
8 weeks ago,
yes,
he said 8 weeks
you've
ago.
given out one degree, and that is to Cheyenne Bryant. So if you've only been open for 8 or 9 weeks, how have you been able to do an earned doctorate? I mean, I understand an honorary doctorate because that's based on life contributions, social contributions, status, etc. But an earned doctorate is usually done through coursework. You couldn't do coursework in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with what's required of an earned.
Y'all, again, I don't know how Mark Lamont Hill kept a straight face. I just don't understand. Let's keep going, child. Now, this is the part where it gets real ridiculous. It's at this point, it gets ridiculous at this point. But again, I'm gonna let him finish saying his piece.
Doctorate usually takes 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
But as a private Christian university, we actually reserve the right to waive traditional policies and procedures. So how we conducted that particular decision was we initiated a process called prior learning assessment and credit for prior learning. And what that is that's an assessment on one's previous work in the field of psychology or theocentric psychology. And that is a process where we grant credits based on their vocational experience, their career background. There was also a forensic analysis conducted on the therapy sessions and life coaching sessions conducted by Cheyenne Bryant. And
he said a forensic analysis. He said we did a forensic analysis on her therapy sessions that she has conducted. I thought this was, I said, we being punked. We're just being punked. I said the same thing. Let me keep going.
He has approximately 20 or more publicly available, and we made the assessment based on her prior learning and her work in the field of psychology to provide her with this Doctor of Psychology and Theocentric Psychology degree. It's a very rare occurrence, but because it's a very controversial subject matter, we decided to take the step up and give her what she rightfully earned. We were compelled by her story about Arkansas University not providing transcripts, not having records. So we stepped up and gave her transcripts and her degrees.
Did you attempt to get her, when you applied, did you look at any of her transcripts?
He gave her transcripts and a degree.
I didn't actually have access to her transcripts. I didn't have access to her transcripts.
Why not?
That is a very tedious process to even acquire.
The man didn't even have a copy of the transcripts from the old school.
Someone's transcripts, I have to contact previous universities. But what we did was made aware of is that she does have.
You just go online and you type the name, you enter it, you give them like I think a small fee. It takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that. However, we are aware that she does have a master's in psychology from the University of Phoenix, based on the viral Netflix video that she posted. If you look closely,
this is when I said we are definitely being punked. We are definitely being punked. This man is absolutely playing in our faces because he said, we know that she has a master's of psychology degree from the University of Phoenix because we saw it in the Netflix video. I said we being punked. Like, we are absolutely being punked at this point.
In the background, you see her master's of psychology degree. What we
so you
did
affirmed her master's degree by zooming in on a Netflix video.
Yes.
Okay.
She claims on her public biography that she has a master's of psychology from University of Phoenix. And when you look on the video, you'll see it. Also, we did confirm her attendance at the doctoral level.
Do y'all see? Are y'all paying attention to Mark Lamont's face? Like, I need y'all to pay attention to his face. The fact that he is keeping a straight face, I don't know how he's doing this, y'all. I do not know how he's doing this. But listen to the next thing he says, y'all. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. I want to make sure y'all hear this from the beginning. Okay.
Viral Netflix video that she posted. If you look closely in the background, you see her master's of psychology degree. What we
you
did
affirmed her master's degree by zooming in on a Netflix video.
Yes.
Okay.
She claims on her public biography that she has a master's of psychology from University of Phoenix. And when you look on the video, you'll see it. Also, we did confirm her attendance at the doctoral level of her participating in courses at Arkansas University as a doctor, as there are various students who stated that she was in the same class. So that's verification that she attended.
So verification that she actually attended classes at Arkansas University is other people making videos online saying, yeah, she was in class with me. That's how he verified that she took those classes.
Doctoral level classes at Arkansas University. So that was one of the determining factors. I'm not aware of that, but however, based on her competency,
what if she attended all the classes and didn't pass any of them?
Based on her competency level and her aptitude level demonstrated in the videos, we're pretty sure that she passed the courses.
Are you a psychologist?
Y'all, he said, based on how she presents in public, we are pretty certain she passed her classes. Y'all, this man, either he is playing in our faces or he is mentally ill. And it might be a little bit of both. But there is no way that any of this is real. It's just not real. It's not real. Moving right along. Mark asked him, are you a psychologist?
I am a therapist.
Why it take you so long to answer, sir? And notice he didn't say he was a psychiatrist. He said, a psychologist. He said he was a therapist. But why it take you so long to answer? That's a quick. If you are a licensed psychologist, that's a real easy yes, no answer. It ain't no, you don't need to think that hard. It's a real easy answer. But go ahead.
Are you trained as a psychologist?
I am trained as a psychologist.
So what do you look for? Because I'm not. That's what I'm asking. So what do you look for to know if someone has demonstrated competency in the field?
So number one, are you presenting psychological theories? Are you talking about behavioral theories? Are you demonstrating ideas about personality? Are you demonstrating ideas about motivation? Are you providing solutions to behavioral issues that exist? Now, what we will say is she may not be an elite psychologist, but there are certain factors such as...
This man says she may not be an elite psychologist. Thank you so much. Miss Cookie Ray said, someone said he's not just shooting his shot for shine attention. He is taking it a step further and is handing out the degree. Right. Because, sir, if you did all of this just to get her attention, I don't know what to tell you, sir. Oh, child. Let's keep going. We almost done, child. Well, we got about 20 more minutes.
The solutions that she provided to couples. Would you
consider an expert or below an expert?
I'm going to say that she's competent in the field of psychology.
Okay. But the reason I ask is because you gave her a doctorate degree. So if you're not an expert or not elite, then why would you get a doctorate degree in it?
Well, I'm not implying that she's not an expert. I never said that she's not an expert, but
you're not saying she is.
I am not qualified to make that determination.
You're the president of the university that gave her the degree, and you're saying you're a doctor, you have a doctorate, and you're in psychology, and you're a trained therapist. So if you're not qualified to do it, then how are you qualified to give her the degree?
Well, I'm definitely qualified to give her the degree. As far as an expert,
how are you qualified to give her the degree?
I'm the president of the university. We made the executive decision. It's within our right. We're a private Christian
university. I know you have the
university.
right to do it, but we're talking about like qualification in terms of expertise and knowledge. You're saying you're not qualified to assess whether she's an expert or not.
The reason why I state that is because I firmly believe, as someone who is a psychologist, that you should have a presidential position in American psychology.
Listen, he said, I don't know if she's an expert or not. But that's what a doctorate is. A doctorate is saying you are an expert in your field. That is the whole point of getting a doctorate degree. It's so that you will be recognized as an expert in your field.
Psychological Association to make that determination, as that's usually made during licensure, and they validate the aptitude and the eliteness and the competency levels and the informational techniques on whether or not you're profound in your field, because there's a difference between earning a doctorate and being licensure. Those are two different things.
Oh yeah, we went down the licensure road, Doc. I'm with you. We agree wholeheartedly on that. Where did you get your doctorate from?
I got my doctorate from Northwestern Christian University. I also have another one from Atlanta College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Okay. And your doctorate is in what?
I have a doctorate in counseling and a doctorate in business administration.
Okay. Is that university similar to the one that you run now?
No.
The one you got your counseling degree in, is it accredited?
It is accredited.
By whom?
That I don't work for Northwestern Christian University. I only attended there. I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
Is it one of them regional ones that most schools have, or is it like a religious one? That's what it is.
It's a regional accredited. It's a regionally accredited institution.
Okay, cool. And when did you get it?
I got it in 2021. I also have a postgraduate degree in educational psychology from Liberty University. I'm pretty sure you probably heard of Liberty University.
That one I've heard of.
Okay.
That one I've heard of.
Okay.
Yeah. So how did you connect? And now I'll ask you about Jamal Bryant. How did you connect with Dr.
So this man said he has 2 doctorates and a postgraduate degree. That's what this man said. That's what he said.
There's a lot of Bryants here, a lot of Dr. Bryants here. How did you connect with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant? How did this happen?
How did this occur was I did a qualitative research on who was speaking about Cheyenne Bryant. So what I did was
he did qualitative. Listen, this man has had time to do a forensic review of her courses, a qualitative assessment of who she was, but he ain't had time to go get her transcripts. Okay, then.
as I looked online, who's talking about Cheyenne Bryant, who's releasing press releases about Cheyenne Bryant. One of the most notorious media platforms that was discussing about Cheyenne Bryant was Dr. Jamal Bryant. So I decided to send him an email and inform him of what had occurred. Also, it was very personal because I didn't really believe in his.
Now, far be it for me to defend Jamal Bryant. Let's be clear. I don't never want to feel like I'm defending Jamal Bryant, but I have to be fair. If you did a qualitative assessment of all the people who were talking about Cheyenne Bryant, Jamal Bryant should not have been at the top of that list. I mean, I don't watch everything that Jamal Bryant does on his social media. I don't watch all of his podcasts. However, I don't think he was the worst culprit. I just don't think he's the worst culprit. But okay, let's keep going.
Behavior in his decision making. He's a pastor. And so for him to criticize Dr. Cheyenne Bryant about and speculate on whether or not she had a degree, I don't think that was Christ-like, as that's a huge contradiction in the Christian tenets. You're not supposed to deteriorate and be derogative towards your fellow Christian.
Y'all, can y'all see the look on his face? That man said deteriorative. What the? The look on, somebody need to make this a meme. The look on Mark Lamont's face right here in this moment, y'all, somebody need to take a picture of that. Hold on, I need to take a picture of that. We need to make that a meme. Because the look on his face, 1,500 for a doctorate degree, sign me up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I gotta take a picture of that. Because we need to make that a meme. Because that right there, that right there is that's a whole vibe right there. That look that man is making right there. Hold on, let's go back. Because I need y'all to hear what he said again. I need y'all to hear what he just said out his mouth.
Pastor. And so for him to criticize Dr. Cheyenne Bryant about and speculate on whether or not she had a degree, I don't think that was Christ-like, as that's a huge contradiction in the Christian tenets. You're not supposed to deteriorate and be derogative towards your fellow Christian.
You're not supposed to deteriorate and be derogative towards your fellow Christian. Oh, y'all. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I know, T. I got to get my memes together. I had to get my members memes together. I got to put that on my list to do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh.
So I didn't necessarily agree with that stance.
Okay.
But because he took the stance on, apologize about placing her on the platform. Because he took that stance, I want to provide him with information. Hey, here's the proof. She has a degree.
So basically you were saying if she don't have a degree, instead of crapping on her, we're gonna get her the degree.
We're gonna get her a degree because she's our sister, and
Ooh.
what occurred, what the narrative that she projected is unfortunate. I'm not someone who's going to try to fact check on whether or not what she said is true or not. That's not my job. What she said was there was a university who fraudulently manipulated her. And not at one time did no one step up and say, this is our sister. We're going to try to help you get your degree, or we're going to try to help retrieve your degree. Instead, the masses criticized her. And not one.
When did it become our job to help her find her transcripts for her degree? Why was that our responsibility? She the one that said she had the doctorate. That's on her to prove that she has it. We were supposed to go help her find it. We were supposed to go help her find her degree.
University stepped up and gave her an earned degree. There were two that gave her a honorary doctorates, but not one stepped up and said, hey, we could attempt to acquire the transcripts in the National Student Clearinghouse and see what type of credit she got and grant her access, grant her credit.
Sir, you didn't do that either. You didn't go pull her transcripts and see what she had actually earned. You didn't do that either. You said you ain't had time to do all that.
Credits. Nobody stepped up. Instead, they just criticized.
Let me raise a hypothetical, and it's just a hypothetical.
Okay.
If she doesn't have the degree and she wasn't telling the truth, how would you feel?
I will forgive her. Because
he gonna forgive her, y'all. He gonna forgive her. If she was lying, he gonna forgive her.
But would you want to give her this degree that you gave her?
Yes, because of her circumstances. She possessed. Go ahead.
No, please.
She endured extenuating circumstances. I cannot verify if she had the earned degree from Argosy, but what occurred to her was very devastating. And I know if it was me that occurred, my heart would be broken. And so this has been a very controversial issue. And I just wanted to attempt to assist and provide support where I can as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University. And it's unfortunate because that could have been a situation where she probably stopped her studies at all. She probably just stopped because when you look at her.
Have you spoken to her directly?
No, I have spoken.
Hold on.
Spoken to her directly. Yes, I have actually spoken to her directly. Have you spoken to her
directly since the school's been open?
No.
Okay, so you've just spoken to her in life. You haven't spoken to her as president of the university.
Yes, correct. This was actually a surprise.
Did she know? Oh,
so you did all of this? You did all of this, and you didn't even. You ain't even talked to this woman. You just did this on your own. Right, a surprise doctorate. Right. You just did this on your own. Oh, boy.
She doesn't even know you gave her this degree.
She doesn't even know.
Got it. Okay, so that complicates things. So then, this is in some ways in defense of Dr. Bryant then, because I can't hold Dr. Bryant accountable for getting a degree from what some people, not me, but what some people would call a diploma mill or a fake university. I can't verify your university one way or the other, so I don't want to speak ill of it. I don't know enough. I don't have enough information to speak on your university. But I can't blame her for getting a degree from this place if she may not even know she got the degree. She might have found out on Jamal Bryant's feed today.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Okay. Well, this has been fascinating, my brother. Genuinely fascinating. How many students do you have now?
Right now, we have 250 students. We're a very small private Christian university.
That ain't bad for 2 months.
I'm about to say, for 2 months, you got 250 people enrolled, which basically tells me you got 250 people buying a degree. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. You got 250 people buying a degree, but okay.
That ain't bad for 2 months. How much does it cost to get a PhD out there?
It costs a lot. It costs a lot. It costs $75,000.
How
75,000. Y'all, we hustling backwards. We need to start the Tribe University. $75,000.
much does she pay?
She didn't pay a dime.
She gonna get a bill? I mean, she don't even know. I'm saying she gonna get a bill.
She didn't pay a dime. It was on the
so
house.
This is kind of like an ad for. This is kind of an ad for your university in a way. It's a way to promote your university as well.
It's not an ad. It's actually me genuinely trying to assist someone who has been under tumultuous scrutiny and need to put.
Gotcha. So what's the game plan? You gonna send her the degree? How you gonna unveil it? It's gonna be like a.
It's already been mailed. It's already been mailed to her PO box. Her PO box is public information, and I've already mailed her.
He mailed it to her PO box, y'all. He mailed it to her PO box because that's public information.
A copy of the degree and her transcripts.
Wow. You think she's going to use it?
Regardless, I really don't care. I really don't care.
You don't care if she promotes you? Okay.
I mean, at this point, it's sort of she's at the end of her career. She really has no. She said it. She has no aspirations to be licensed as a psychologist. She's had a successful career as a life coach. She may not use it. As you stated, it's not a prestigious university, so she might not use it.
I'm not saying your university isn't. Well, your university is not prestigious, but one day it could be, right? I mean, everything has to start somewhere, and I'm not going to dish your university just because it doesn't have accreditation or faculty or a building or anything like that. Those things come over time. I saw her PhD, and before I let you go, I saw her doctorate was signed by you on the left there as president of the university. Who on the right? Who's vice president of the university?
I'm vice president of the university, and just to clarify, we do have accreditation. It's just not.
Sir, how are you the president and the vice president? How are you the president and the vice president, sir?
Recognized by the United States Department of Education.
True. It's recognized by God?
By a religious accreditation organization.
Okay, fair enough. So this degree is signed by the president and the vice president, and they're both you?
Correct.
Solid. Okay, I think that's all of my questions, Doc. I'm really, really grateful for your time. What do you hope, as I let you go, that Jamal Bryant take away from all of this?
What I want to say is I have the utmost respect for Jamal Bryant. I cannot be upset at Jamal Bryant, as I think that a lot of his narrative stems from ignorance. He stated that he couldn't even read the accreditation certificate. He stated that the school was not recognized by the state, even though there's documentation from the state. All I can hope and pray is for Jamal to change his heart regarding Cheyenne Bryant and to implement a more Christ-like ideology and forgive her for whatever speculation that you may have and attempt to uplift her. And that's all I can hope. But like I said, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Pastor Bryant. That
makes a lot of sense. By the way, in your letter to Pastor Bryant, you said that you couldn't release her transcripts because of FERPA. FERPA that's like the academic HIPAA, right? That's like the law that protects students so you can't share their records, right?
Yes.
But you don't actually have her records.
I do have her records.
How'd you get a record?
I'm the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University.
Wait, you don't have so you don't have any of her previous records. You just have the records over the last 60 days.
Yes, I have her official transcript from Indiana Southwest Christian University.
What did?
But there is no transcript. She didn't take any classes.
Right.
There is a transcript. She has it. It's in her mailbox.
How many credits did she get?
She attained 60 credits.
So you only need 60 credits to get your doctorate?
At our institution, yes. There's many institutions across the state that you can get a doctorate with 30 credits. There are some institutions you can get a 30 credit doctorate. Oklahoma State University, Liberty University, Campbellsburg University. There's very small schools. Yeah.
Got it. I know exactly what kind you're talking about. Okay, Doc. I want to thank you. This has been great. Appreciate your time. If there's any way we can be a resource, you're always welcome back here to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all, I just felt like we needed to start our Monday morning off with a good laugh and the shenanigans. There is no part of me that believes that this man is real. None. I believe he absolutely knows exactly what he's doing. I believe he is playing and punking us and playing in our faces. If he does believe the words that's coming out of his mouth, he is mentally ill and needs help. Mark Lamont Hill, the dry shade, like if y'all didn't catch all of the dry shade that he was throwing while keeping a straight face, while giving the appearance that this was a legitimate interview, about halfway through, I think Mark was like, oh yeah, this is some bullshit. Like, I think he started off feeling like, okay, because I think his thought in the beginning was Cheyenne Bryant was in cahoots with this dude, and they was, but halfway through, I think he realized, oh no, this dude is on his own bullshit. Like, he on his own thing. And he just wrote it out. I have to give Mark Lamont Hill all the credit in the world for keeping a straight face, because I'm telling y'all now, I'm not mature enough for that. I'm not mature enough. I'm just going to be honest and tell y'all, I ain't mature enough. Y'all, this was a mess. This was a whole freaking mess. Do you understand? This was ridiculous. This was absolutely ridiculous. I missed this last super chat. Thank you so much, y'all. JoJo could verify Shine better than whoever this man is. Right. JoJo had more credentials than this man has. Halfpin said, my PhD is 60 credits and from an accredited large public university. Okay. Listen, I have more credits towards my doctorate than this woman, than Shine Bryant has from his university. Okay. A situation. Again, in case y'all had not seen it, I just thought I would share that with y'all. We talked about what Jamal Bryant put out on Saturday. I thought it was only right that we come back and I bring you guys, I bring this back to you guys. Did this interview count as her commencement ceremony? Kim, you're right, they do. But that's what he was saying. These religious institutions that are not accredited, people get doctorates of theology from these types of schools. You are absolutely correct. To be fair, there are a whole lot of pastors. Preachers, whatever, walking around here right now with these type of doctorates, doctor of theology, a whole lot of them, not all of them, but a whole lot of them. So you're absolutely right, Kim. This is not outside of the realm. Those 250 people that he has enrolled, he ain't lying. I'm not saying he's not lying. He is a liar. But what I'm saying is it's reasonable that he could have 250 people that have enrolled, 250 pastors, wannabe preachers, all of these different positions that want that title. You know what I'm saying? Reverend Doctor. That doesn't mean that everybody, and again, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that every preacher, pastor that's a doctor has one of these. That's not what I'm saying. So I don't want nobody to misunderstand my words. But there are a lot that do. When you ask them, when you start asking these pastors where they got their doctorate from, and they start telling you, you know, the evangelical Christian church on the rock of the hood of Louisville, then you'll be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So what he's doing is not, he ain't invent this. He did not invent this. He just getting in on the hustle. But him giving it to Cheyenne Bryant and making that public is where this becomes, you know. And Mark, I didn't play the rest of it, but Mark Lamont Hill goes on to talk about these diploma factories, where basically if you have enough money, because I already told y'all, somebody at my school just got their doctorate, and I know they a whole fucking idiot. I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. I said it ain't nowhere in the world that any accredited university on this side of legitimacy gave her. She didn't earn nobody's doctorate. I said she just paid the price. And at this point, tell me where to go. I'm too old. Tell me where to go. And that's true too. They're not competitive on a resume, but to be fair, and again, this is not a knock on any religion or any religious person or anything like that. But to be fair, a lot of these pastors who get these types of religious degrees, they only use them within the church. They're not using them to get a job. They're not using them, well, at least not like a corporate job. They may be putting them on a resume to get a job at a church or to be, you know, for a title at a church. But a lot of them aren't using them to, you know, anybody putting this on their resume, you know, to apply for a corporate position down to Apple or nothing. You know, most people aren't. You know, most people aren't. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that some don't, because some, yeah, we know some people are caught up in titles and they want to be recognized. So some do. So I'm not saying nobody does. I don't want nobody to misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying nobody does. But what I'm saying is most people only use it for the purposes of within a church setting. And ain't nobody going to be sitting there on a Sunday morning when the guest pastor come through and be like, let me Google this bio. Again, people like me do, because I be bored sometimes. And I will Google sometimes. But the average person just be like, oh, he got or she got her doctorate from the church of the college of the church of on the rock of Gibraltar somewhere. You know what I'm saying? However, I understand the need to verify Bryant. However, has her advice been this bad that her credentials are this important, or did she make the wrong man mad? So here's what I think happened. Sometimes, and I say this to people all the time, my unsolicited Olivia Pope advice all the time for some people is sometimes it's okay to just not say nothing. You don't have to respond to everything, especially when you know that your response is built on a lie. You don't have to respond to everything, because the problem is when you go to respond, you open up the door for people to continue to scrutinize you. So when Cheyenne Bryant's credentials were first put into question, that's when she decided that she was going to give us this explanation about the school she went to was closed, and that's why she couldn't get her transcripts, and that's why she doesn't have, because people were like, just show us your degree. Like, just show it to us. And she can't, I ain't gonna say she can't. She refuses to show it to people. We see her master's degree, but no one has ever seen the doctorate. And so instead of showing people the doctorate, she came up with this reason for why she can't. And that reason was debunked. And so it just became a firestorm. Is she the first person to lie about her credentials? Of course not. Is she the only person right now that's probably in a public space that's lied about her credentials? Sure, she's not. But I think the fact that she decided to argue with listen, you're not going to win against the internet. So sometimes, especially if you know it's built on a lie, just shut up. It goes away. It's a 24, 48-hour news cycle. People would have forgotten about it in 24 to 48 hours. People would be booking her for her sessions. She would still be doing her thing. She would still be out here, you know. But instead, she wanted to keep coming up with reasons and excuses. And then she was like, well, the doctor is just a trademark. I'm not saying I'm an actual doctor. I'm just saying that Dr. Brian is my trademark name. Now you're playing in the weeds. And you playing in people's faces. And now that's probably pissing people off more. Because you playing in people's face. So I agree with what you're saying, Kim. She ain't the only one to do it, you know, but unfortunately, she was the flavor of the month and she should have just shut up. Just shut up. The reality of the situation is you can be a successful life coach without ever saying that. And I honestly think, and I told y'all before, my opinion is I think she started the program and just didn't finish. I absolutely believe she started a doctoral program. And for whatever her reasons were, I just think she did not finish. And I think that when the school closed, she decided, well, hell, the school is closed. Ain't nobody ever gonna know. I'm a doctor. I mean, I honestly think that's how that went down. But that's just my opinion. I don't know that to be true. Ayanna Van Zandt. I mean, we'll never know how she became the life coach for everybody, but she did. She was missing the attention, maybe. She was, yeah. Ayanna does have her law degree, doesn't she? I think she does have her Juris Doctorate, which makes her a doctor. I mean, she has her Juris Doctorate degree. But I don't remember Ayanna ever claiming to have a psychiatry or psychology degree. I don't remember her ever saying that. Oh yeah, Mark absolutely earned his. Yeah. Ain't some people so yeah, I'm sure. Listen, her website is still up. I'm sure people are still logging in. People are still paying for her time. And that's what I'm saying. It ain't probably, it might have hurt her for about 5 minutes. But I'm sure that at the end of the day, her bank account is fine. And here's the thing. I've gone to a life coach, right? I've gone to a therapist. You know, like whatever works for you. Right. Ayanna never claimed to be a psychiatrist, a psychologist. No, she never did. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. Let me get out of here. I have a couple of errands to run. Abby, I need to hit you up. I don't know. Y'all, I ordered a pair of shoes that have not come yet, and I don't like the fact that they're not here yet. I need to figure out where my shoes are. I just got an alert about something being delivered, and I'm just trying to figure out why. Wait a minute, is that? Hold on. I've been waiting for this one. Is it back in stock? Oh, it's back in stock. I've been waiting for this. I'm gonna have to get this. Okay. Let me get out of here. I'm about to go run some errands. We were going to do Chase in LA today, but I forgot I have something to do this afternoon, and then we have the Whether You Like It or Not panel. So I have to find out from Abby and El Teddy when they're available. If not, they may either do it without me or I'll catch up with them tomorrow. That ADHD is quick, ain't it? All right, y'all, let me get out of here. Thank y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.